Goodness gracious, what is up, folks? As per usual, welcome back to the Esports Rewind Podcast. We talk about games and video games and esports every single week. Welcome. Hello, Zan.
Okay. It's a little bit of an interesting voice from there. You're a little out of breath, Jake.
I had a sip of coffee, and it's just been, I'm not going to say it this time. It's been a nice week. It's been awesome.
Nice is what you're going with, yeah?
Not the other word. But we hope you guys all enjoy. As per usual, we got some insane stories for you. Zan, are you ready to step into them?
Yeah, by all means, let's hit it.
Let's get it rolling. And the first one coming off the Super Bowl, and I know you don't really watch games. I should say sports.
Sports, yeah.
More of a video game / other things kind of guy. But the Super Bowl is a big event, and I know you know of it. And in the realm of it,
theoretically, I remember it exists every now and again.
Yeah, and of course, a big portion of that is if we can see any gamers, esports figures, streamers land a spot. This time around, there
trailers.
Trailers is a big one, especially for upcoming games or releases or platforms. It happens every single year. Last year, we talked about Tim the Tatman and Booga. This time around, a fiasco around the Super Bowl, even for people who weren't in commercials. Of course, got to give shouts to 100 Thieves. Nadeshot made his way into a Rockstar commercial, it's really cool to see. He's been around for so long to go from Red Bull esports athlete to Rockstar partner in a Super Bowl. Like, who would have thought?
It's so weird in particular. I think we talked about this a couple times, especially considering how non-involved Rockstar is, let's say, in esports and gaming, generally speaking. We've talked a lot about how a lot of energy drink brands want to be involved in gaming and esports because, let's be real, we like energy drinks over here in gaming and esports.
I love a lot. I don't want to name particulars, but we love a lot of them, right?
Yeah.
And Rockstar, I think, has Nadeshot as well as Symphony is also a partner. I'm sure they have more partners.
Are they official partners, or was it just like a one-off thing?
Exactly. I'm not really sure.
I was under the impression this is a one-off situation.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure because we've seen Symphony with Rockstar also have a partner, a few tweets out there as well. But despite all that, we actually had a lot of people in the stands for Super Bowl cutouts.
Of course, yeah.
FaZe Rug, FaZe Banks, Ninja, Doc was widely talked about. Doc likely had actually far more engagement than Nadeshot did on his commercial debut, which is just a weird sight to see. And then even lastly, Nicky Merckx was actually memed for someone who stormed the field, and people were like, that's a lookalike for Nick Merckx. Even Arab on Twitter, he actually photoshopped the MFAM logo on the guy's onesie, whatever he was, the one piece he was wearing. So everyone getting involved in the memes. Not so great of a game, but it's great to see gamers being involved in the Super Bowl. And I guess the giant question now remaining is for next year's Super Bowl, who will land a spot?
That's definitely a fascinating question. And it's hard to say because who knows what the Super Bowl is even going to look like this year. You mentioned cutouts earlier. Yeah. And let's be real, the cutouts are there because of the pandemic. It's the lamest thing I've ever heard of in my entire life.
It could have been worse, you know?
It could have been, sure.
I wanted a Tim the Tatman sequel commercial. I really wanted it. Right now, my eyes are on someone like Ray or Nick Merckx. Or I feel like those are probably some...
I would argue Ray, low-key, because I feel like we've had a lot of representation from the male side of gaming in commercials, advertisement, engagements with like the Hollywood more so like not quite Hollywood, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, and I think a personality like Ray is a really good neutral person to put out there, where like if you put out Pokimane or other certain female creators out there,
most streamers have controversies and have unfortunately faced backlash for some things,
undeserved or not. Let's be real.
And of course argue the opposite. I would say XQC is probably has some polarizing. Ninja even has had some polarizing moments. He literally has a viral tweet about how kickers miss field goals. Putting him in a Super Bowl commercial could be incredibly funny, but probably there will be some hate there. But it would be also like really funny, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So we will see next Super Bowl. Who do you guys think, gamer-wise, will take place in a commercial?
So, Jake, one of the things I wanted to have a quick conversation with you about is something more opinion-based for the two of us, based around a recent news story where we heard DisguisedToast might actually be making the shift away from Facebook gaming.
I'm clapping. I'm glad you brought this up.
Yes.
I'm really glad you brought this up.
Yes. I think this is kind of like... This is a conversation we have a lot in the office that I realized I was thinking about it. I'm like, hey, we never have had this conversation with our audience, ever. Every time somebody makes a move from one streaming platform to another, we always have the discussion. Was this a smart play? Where should they be? Where should they have their platform? Should they be looking for an exclusivity deal? Just generally gaming out what these deals look like for streamers, creators out there. And just to throw my own hat in the ring before we get your opinion real quick, I'm personally of the mind that the smartest approach for a streamer in 2021 is to have a Twitch channel for streaming and then a YouTube account for VODs. Jake, what do you think?
I think generally, and we've talked about this, and this was also leaked, right? In a clip, was it?
Yeah, it was
Corpse,
leaked.
Or was it Sykkuno?
I don't think it was. It was Sykkuno, I believe. Okay. I didn't.
And obviously,
don't want to risk it, yeah.
It's a big leak to have. There's no blame from us. We like talking about this. We like discussions. Yeah. I think I'm generally of the same mindset of you. I will say, though, obviously it's us, right? We don't know the particulars when it comes to being a Twitch partner or having a Twitch stream in general. So I think that streamers out there do have different perspectives, but I think mainly we have seen just that combination. It's a rare occurrence to have a YouTube channel and be a full-time YouTube streamer. Courage and Ray are rarities, and there are many other successful YouTube streamers, but we're talking about every single day streaming. It's much more of a rarity, right? You see plenty of full-time Twitch streamers also have YouTube channels because they don't combat each other at all. So we like both platforms. YouTube is a great space, but certainly still trying to figure out YouTube gaming and live streaming every day, how that affects your channel. So yes, off the bat, I do agree with you for now. Having a Twitch channel with a YouTube channel secondary has been incredibly,
It works.
Yes, it's been incredibly beneficial for a lot of Twitch streamers.
Especially with the different monetization schemes there, where, on YouTube, you can make money off of literally everything. Even if we only make, $2 off of a video. Hey, it's $2 you wouldn't have made otherwise that, a Twitch stream doesn't necessarily equate in the same way. We're obviously bringing money via, viewers and followers and everything, but ad revenue on YouTube is has a little bit more of a tail.
Yes,
say.
I mean, because Twitch doesn't have the video platform for straight up monetization. I would argue when it comes time for monetizing streams, Twitch as of right now is still ahead.
Streams definitely, 100%.
So that's why, it brings to light, you should have a Twitch, we think it's better to have a Twitch stream and a YouTube channel. You can have those videos. Ad revenue should be pretty good for all these creators. Monetizing your stream, though, on YouTube, the biggest factor here being members versus Twitch subs, which can still be gifted. They can still be Amazon Primes. It's a very, very lucrative way of income for a lot of reasons on Twitch, as
very,
well
very
as, we have the Twitch, what is it called? The Twitch, where they starts with a B. It's for certain games they have Twitch. They offer those bounties, Twitch bounties.
Okay, for sure. I hate the fact when I think Twitch and I think the letter B, I think bots immediately, and I can't think anything else.
I'm really glad I remember that because I was going to be really angry.
I was about to say,
Some games offer incredible amounts of money.
Absolutely, just like
bounties.
some games also offer really good benefits for Twitch Prime subscribers.
And then drops, Twitch drops for some games.
Insane.
Boom. Anomaly is the perfect example with Valorant. So
100%. Valorant in general is the perfect example.
I think we have a pretty solid argument for having Twitch streams and then YouTube for videos, but certainly there are going to be the outliers that can make it work on YouTube.
Oh, 100%. They're rare, but...
So back to DisguisedToast, though. Yeah. He's a bit different because he's coming back from Facebook. I don't think he can make a poor decision between the two because he has risen so much with the rise of Among Us. This guy has taken off on YouTube.
I think, in general, he's a great personality. He already had a platform on YouTube before he even went over to Facebook gaming. And
so I think he can make either Twitch or YouTube work for him.
100%.
And I think even so, he could actually maybe leverage a small contract with Twitch because YouTube, because he has blown up, his channel I think it broke 3 million subscribers last time I checked. Could be wrong on that.
I want to say maybe 4 even.
So, I mean, it would make a lot of sense for him to go to YouTube to stream.
Huge numbers regardless.
Yeah. So of the people that could make it work, I do think he is one of them. And he does have the established platform. He's a rarity, too, because he now has platforms on 3 different ones. There are not many people who can say, used to stream on Twitch, now I stream on Facebook, got a crazy YouTube channel, too.
Especially with, solid viewership across the board on all 3. That's so rare.
Yeah.
And, I think it's one of the things we're looking forward to in 2021 is seeing fewer of these exclusivity deals and more interesting partnerships between platforms. Maybe, unique exclusive content as opposed to exclusively, hey, we're going to have you stream here. Maybe, hey, you're going to do a show here or something like that.
Yeah, and we'll end on this. Yeah. I think he could literally be the only Twitch streamer to leave the platform and come back even more popular than he was because he's grown so much since he was away. Remember, he was a Hearthstone streamer mainly in other games. He was not pulling the viewership he did.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair.
With Among Us.
Yeah, thinking about where he was in the
Yes.
past. Yeah. And I wasn't taking that into account. I was thinking about other Twitch streamers who left, came back, did okay.
Because you think about Shroud and Ninja when they left.
Of course, they left.
Shroud's
obviously,
still doing great, but
viewership jumped off the cliff.
Yeah.
Shroud's viewership came back. Ninja is getting there,
But now there's different games, different times.
Yeah, definitely.
So he, obviously could use some better wording, but he definitely has some options open.
Yeah, of course.
So we'll see if the leak is true and where DisguisedToast goes. All right, a super short, sweet one. Yes, we're going back to Epic Games and Fortnite lawsuits, something we talked a lot with Warzone as cheaters, right?
Yeah.
And Activision mainly going after cheat makers, the cheat providers, those who actually sell those cheats. This case in particular stretching back now, Zan, 3 full years.
And shout out to Activision real quick, trying to cut it off at the source. Not really the best approach,
so
probably, but
would you say, so if you guys don't know, Epic Games had actually now filed a lawsuit against, at the time, a 14-year-old kid who is not going to be named in this because they have now settled out of court. To keep it very brief and short, pretty much he was advertising hacks and cheats for Fortnite on his YouTube channel. That means linking back to sites which sell those hacks and cheats, along with cheating in the game himself. The lawsuit goes on to state he was actually banned individually by Epic Games 14 separate times, kept on coming back with new alt accounts and new names, and kept on advertising cheats and selling them to his viewers out there. So I wanted to ask you, right off the rip, what you think about this when it comes time for Activision going to the source and Epic Games going after what the main claim against them is just children cheating.
I think both companies kind of have a version of the correct approach, where from Epic Games' perspective, I can see the perspective of saying, hey, you know what, this is the person spreading the cheats. This is the person making these cheats public to the entire world. And so therefore we should just cut that aspect of things off. I assume they looked at that as like, oh, this is a young kid, we can get rid of the YouTube channel. Problem solved. Probably didn't expect him to come back 14 different times after being banned and keep pushing cheats.
That's a lot of times to come back.
That's some dedication right
14
there.
14 times, bro.
Gotta imagine he was making some decent money there.
That would maybe be in their case, right? Yeah. The reason why this lawsuit extended out 3 years, his own mother, that being the kid's mother, the kid 14, now 17 years old. I mean, it's just crazy because we covered the initial story.
Can you imagine being in a lawsuit at 14
For
years
3
old
years.
with Epic Games of all people?
You're going to school. Everyone's like, how's it going, Billy? Oh, just fighting my case.
Fortnite's still mad at me.
I got banned for the 14th time, and now they 15th, and now they're at my doorstep. I can't imagine getting the lawsuit papers alone. That was in our initial video, and now this, the mom who actually accuses Epic Games for going after a kid, using him as what she calls a scapegoat, and not going after the providers. I certainly, to your point, I see both sides. I am left feeling very bad for a 14-year-old because the only thing that kind of defined him and differentiated him from most other 14-year-olds, especially in Fortnite, was the fact he advertised and tried to sell himself. You know, a kid who probably, you're so young, right?
Right.
I don't know if I fault the kid, and I know that we're going to have varying opinions out there. You know, feel free to state your own. But you're 14, you're probably thinking, ooh, I'm going to be a little bit business savvy, right? I'm going to start referring people to their own. They're going to cheat anyway. Maybe I should just get a cut of the pie anyway. There's no chance in a 14-year-old's mind he thinks, I'll be in a lawsuit for 3 years.
100%.
No chance.
I think no cheater, very few cheaters out
have
there
that kind of mindset about
think
it.
Like, hey, I could get sued for this. Aside from like the people who make the cheats, I'm sure that's in the back of their mind.
Yes.
But just like saying, hey, yeah, guys, you can download this here at this link.
Use my code or whatever.
Yeah.
You probably just don't know better. I am curious why it took 3 years. So there must have been some obvious fight back from him and his
we all
family.
know lawyers they like to take their time.
Yeah. I almost wish we had the amounts out there. But they have now settled out of court, which I imagine I'm leaning towards would be a loss for the kid and his family.
Probably. If Epic Games is being reasonable, it's probably a loss exactly proportional to how much money he made selling cheats.
Yeah.
Or maybe a
plus
little
the
bit
legal
more.
fees. God knows how much.
Yeah.
We'll see if we have any more.
Nightmare and a half right there.
Yeah. Crazy things out there. 14-year-olds not only being caught cheating, but then being sued by Epic Games for it.
All right, Jake, there's been an image circulating on social media over the past several days, a very interesting one, ranking several companies and their place in the business landscape. Most specifically, FaZeClan has been circulating these images because they paint them in a very favorable light.
Yes.
As they have them ranked amongst the top 10 what was it? Sports businesses overall?
I mean, it was pretty much compared to just every other sport in the business. And FaZeClan was the only one that was kind of
the only esports brand
out of the ordinary. By a long shot.
Amongst there with like heavy hitters like the NBA and stuff.
NHL and all of golf. FaZeClan, I believe, ranked above viewership, or I should say interactions, which we weren't exactly sure where the scale was coming from.
Yeah, which I'll break that down real quick.
There was an upper FaZe figure as well as FaZe Apex posting these images everywhere.
Yeah, I believe the CRO of FaZe, I don't remember his name off the top of my head. I don't remember if it was the CRO specifically. But, FaZeClan sharing this stuff in general. But what I wanted to hone in on specifically here was their list of the top 10 esports brands, more specifically for our purposes, the top 5 brands who have accrued the most actions on social media. Just to give some caveats here, this is only on their home account, from what I can tell from the data. And this is only on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
So no YouTube,
and no Twitch,
no creator accounts,
no Twitter, no creator accounts whatsoever.
Which we would assume would only even bolster FaZeClan further ahead.
Yeah.
But I will say, without YouTube or Twitch or creator accounts, I am surprised FaZeClan is up here so high. I do think they would be in this realm if they included everything. But the fact that they are this high up on those lists, and there's a variety of lists they're high up on, without that stuff is even more so mind-boggling to me.
Which is kind of what I wanted to talk to you about real quick, especially when it comes to the other names on the list. Before we get into the other ones, I mean, I think a lot of people out there assumed FaZe would be the number one on the list like this, especially with Phase 5 happening last year.
We talked about this.
Yeah, let's be real.
Those are
insane numbers.
Not millions. Those are billions of impressions.
That's a B.
So that was kind of unfair.
Yeah.
But it's all the more power to
those are impressions, not actions. Impressions are just seeing it, not actually taking action.
But, impressions lead to some actions.
Yeah, true.
Certainly that was a big one.
Yeah, so just to go down the top 5 esports orgs out there, we've got FaZe at number 1. G2 coming in at a strong number 2. We've got Rex Regum. That's a PUBG org.
Mobile.
Mobile.
Are they mobile as well?
I believe mobile exclusively. I'm not 100% sure.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Just don't understand it, but wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, but I'm glad to see a mobile org up there. That's good. That's good. And aside from that, we got NRG, content lads over there. That makes a lot of sense. We got TSM coming in at a surprising 5th.
I feel like there's a lot that we probably don't know stringence-wise, but it is so weird because trying to picture only it being, what were them again? It was
G2, NRG, TSM of the...
and then on social media platforms only being... It was which 3 social media platforms? It was on
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
So it's so hard to picture that, man. I mean,
right.
I wouldn't say it's too surprising. I would say congrats to G2 for doing so well.
G2 makes a lot of sense in my mind. G2 was like excellent social media presence. You know Carlos. He gets spicy on Twitter. Some great stuff going on.
I would say it's actually very impressive. The mobile stuff is just those numbers always blow us out of the water. They blow our minds. So good to Rex. It actually surprised me because FaZe, alongside NRG, no League of Legends team. They don't need a biggest esports team in the world to get those kind of actions.
Why that's so impressive is because League of Legends is objectively the number 1 esport title in the world with the largest viewership.
Yes, and especially if we take away mobile.
Yeah, 100%.
So it is pretty
with League of Legends Mobile coming in very quietly.
It is even crazier because we don't know the exact process, but both G2 as well as FaZe wanted to be in the LCK when they were going to, of course, start their franchise. They stuck with Korean-based teams who had participated before in the past, and we don't know if NRG and FaZe were like, we don't want to pay the money after all. So
of course,
that would have only bolstered them even further. So you got to imagine the future of these organizations is still massive. It is very hard, though, because FaZe is going to be a dominant number 1. We all saw that coming. I want to see where you just throw everything in there. Everything.
All their presence,
all the
whatsoever.
Creators, all YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, but it's still very impressive. The list is not too surprising. Yeah, so FaZe continues to dominate. They continue to brag about dominating, and there's a reason they are so dominant. So I guess we'll see what's next for FaZe in what year is it, 2021?
2021, theoretically. We'll see, 2022, what the future holds.
And next up, we have another, should I say accusation? Do I say potential lawsuit? But it is an actual lawsuit.
It is an actual lawsuit.
We're trying to avoid problems over here.
Right,
all right?
of course,
I don't want to dip my toes in any dangerous territory.
These are allegations being made against Riot Games by a former employee in a new lawsuit that's come to light in the past week or so. Why this is so fraught a circumstance to dive into, is because this is not. Well, I suppose we should give the TLDR before we get into it.
Please do, and I'll let you do the smart talking. But again, they are accusations, and given the history of Riot Games and accusations and lawsuits, people aren't happy about this one, and I would say justifiably so.
So earlier this week, Riot Games CEO was faced by a lawsuit from a former employee accusing him of gender discrimination, as well as taking advantage of her just in the workplace in general. The allegations included stuff like having her work extended hours without pay, as well as the CEO allegedly making some insinuations that she should travel with him, or that she should come over to his place and sleep with him when his wife was out. Making
unwarranted advances towards her was the allegation.
Yeah. And this is a rough one. This is the very first week that these allegations have come out. Riot, of course, has said that they're looking into it internally. We'll wait to see any official news from them. I do think this is highly concerning for Riot.
And I think, according to Slasher as well, this is not the only complaint around this figure as well.
Far from the only
I believe
complaint.
a dozen accusations were also being named, which is, I guess I'll dive very quickly. If you guys want to check out, these are old videos, right?
Yeah, we have videos up on the channel, several, I think.
About the previous lawsuit around Riot Games, and an upper figure whose name is escaping me right now, but I believe he remains inside Riot Games.
It was a couple figures at Riot,
And it was also a couple females, at least, speaking out against this. It caused the Riot Games walkout because of these accusations and the ongoing lawsuit. To keep it short, the thing I'll always remember was this alleged figure was going around ball tapping, humping, farting on Riot employees. Those were just some of the remarks made around him. And with this new lawsuit coming forth, it does make you begin to question the upper figures inside Riot Games and the internal struggles going on as well. And I think that's an okay place to come from, because
I agree.
These are not subtle accusations. These are big time names, and they're big figures inside a company who, albeit they make some great games, but there's some struggles going on in there, and I think everyone's well aware of it.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's very well put to remind people that this is not the first time we've seen issues like this, not to just point this at all as like one person at Riot. This is, at this point, I hate to say it, but this looks more systemic than not. We've seen just in those previous allegations, alongside what you already mentioned, there were allegations of females just straight up not being paid as much across the board as males filling similar positions. Or there was even like a list of, hey, who was the hot girls in the company going around.
There was
Riot.
a lot
it's bad.
of sexual discrimination accusations.
Yeah. And seeing after all this came out in 2018, I believe is when this initially started, Riot made a point of saying that, hey, we're going to change, we're going to be better. They hired a specialist to come in and help improve their company, improve the relationship with their employees, their gender discrimination issues. And seeing this type of thing come to light now, this person was just fired last year. This is not some person coming back from 2018 rehashing the issues. This is recent. So I think, let's not say I think. Let me say, this sucks, because a company like Riot is doing a lot of very interesting, innovative things in esports and gaming. And I really like a lot of their games, a lot of their events, a lot of what they've got going on. But I can't watch League. I can't watch anything from the LCS. I can't play Runeterra. I sure as heck can't play their upcoming fighting game without every single moment of that thinking about, oh, this was made by the company that treats their female employees like garbage. It sucks, but it's where we're at.
And I think, especially with this being the
allegedly.
Second, allegedly, I think especially where people come from is when is there going to be a last straw? And you would hate to see that, because, we work in a space where Riot Games has a heavy influence, right? The success of their games, it permeates throughout the entire scene. Like they
excellent word choice there.
Thank you. I don't know how to spell it, but I said it. They operate the biggest esport in the entire world, and they have another rising one in Valorant, which, if all of a sudden this distaste and this disdain towards Riot Games continues to spread, that impacts everybody. That costs people jobs, that costs people futures, and
that hurts the whole industry.
And of course, that does not take away the focus of these individual cases, which are obviously just as important. But this is a ripple effect, and if Riot Games can't get on top of these things and really start working towards it internally, we're going to see that ripple effect spread throughout the space, and it's not a good thing, and we don't want that. And
of course not. Yeah.
I don't know what the best possible outcome is from this, but hey, you got 2 strikes, and we'd hate to see it happen again. So things got to change.
Yeah, I'd argue this might be close to 3. So let's see how this pans out. We'll be keeping a close eye on the Riot game situation. We'll keep you guys updated.
For sure. As per usual, hope you guys all enjoy the Esports Rewind Podcast. Gamers? Zan, as per usual, hit him with that outro. Yeah?
Okay, my guy. Yo, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in to the Esports Rewind Podcast presented by us here at Esports Talk. You know, the lads, the boys.
The boys.
So you can find us on the Prediction Esports Talk Show Network. If you'd like to listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, anywhere on the go on your mobile phones, just if you're not listening to us on YouTube, that's where you can find us. Thank you so much to our mobile listeners, our audio listeners out there. If you like some more daily esports news content, you can tune in at Esports Talk on YouTube. You can also find us at talk_esports on Twitter, esports_talk on Instagram, as well as TikTok at Esports Talk. We got a lot of fantastic things planned for you this year. I just finished telling the lads about some new deals
I can't say.
But believe us, the ducks are finally getting lined up in a row. The
ducks are finally getting laid.
No, not at all. No, the ducks are in a line. The ducks are getting lined up. Well, let's just abandon ducks altogether. The dominoes are getting lined up.
I like ducks.
We're gonna okay. Jake, please. We're lining up the dominoes. We're gonna knock them down soon for y'all.
We're gonna lay those dominoes down.
The last 5 seconds of the podcast is all going to be people.
We hope you guys all enjoy the Esports Rewind Podcast.
Bye. Leave us. Go away.
Same time, same day, every single week. We'll catch you guys back here next time. Take care, gamers.